Happy June! We are going to talk all about what you should be doing for your PTA or PTO in the month of June. And it actually doesn't matter what year we are talking about because the same things happen pretty much year over year in the same month, so that you can just take this information and use it again next year, even if you're watching this after June. But assuming you're watching this before June, let's get to it. The main focus for presidents right now is really preparing for the upcoming school year. You're going to be reaching out to your network and filling any open board or committee chair positions. This is going to be so crucial to free you up to do other things, because it's not actually the president, it's not like the president has to do everything, but the president kind of needs to make sure that everything is being done. So you need to become the master of delegation and really getting good people in the positions so that they can be trained over the summer or learn what they need to learn, or if they're experienced, they can just refine their plans and kind of get to it. So you should also be scheduling a meeting with your building principal so that you can get on the same page with them, maybe sketch out a plan with them in advance of your summer planning meeting with the rest of your board. It is vitally crucial that you start establishing a really good and strong relationship with your principal as soon as possible. And this is especially important if you don't if you're like not starting on the best terms as it is. I think you just need to do what you need to do to establish a good relationship. Even if they're difficult to work with, be open to communication and be open to their ideas and really find that common ground to work together. Otherwise, it's going to be a really long year for the both of you. If you're a brand new incoming president, then be sure to schedule the transition meeting with the outgoing president. And during that meeting, you're going to, of course, kind of try to download all the information from that president's brain. And it's kind of difficult. If you've never been president, you're not exactly going to be sure what to ask. You'll know at the end of your term what you wish you would have asked. But at this point, if you can in advance get materials from the president so you can be ready for the meeting, really look through everything, write down questions, think about what you want to do for the next year. Hopefully you've started talking about it. I'm sure there are some things that were apparent that worked really well that your group wants to repeat in the upcoming year. And there's probably even a dud or two that you need to kick to the curb and replace with something new and fresh. So just think about those things and ask questions, and maybe even ask them, what did they wish they knew at the start of their term? That's going to be super telling and helpful for you. You're also going to want to get together with your entire board and probably the committee chairs too, at least once over the summer. Now, I know you think it's summer break. I want to take time off of the PTO and not worry about this, but I got to tell you, if you do that, you're going to make your job so much harder in the fall. So you will feel more prepared because you will have thought about things in advance. So you won't be in the position of trying to build the airplane as you're trying to fly it. Treasurers. Now, depending on when the end of your fiscal year is, you should be just kind of wrapping everything up, getting your binder in order, making sure that you have receipts attached to check reimbursement requests, all that goodness. Really get prepared for the audit so that you can hand everything over. If you're using the treasurer's finance manager, then it's going to make your life a lot easier. Let me just tell you that. And you might also want to start prepping the budget for the next year. You can meet with the president to go through that information and kind of get an initial idea. You're also going to want to take into account the information that the officers provide during the summer planning meetings, but you can for sure get a head start on everything by looking at where the year is ending, where you have surpluses, where you have deficits, where you had to move money from because there wasn't enough to cover due to unanticipated expenses, inflation, all that good stuff. I've really never, ever had a year where everything has lined up perfectly and we haven't had to move money around from something. So just keep that in mind. Also, take a look at your supply of checks. Make sure that you have enough for the next year. If you don't, go ahead and order those now so they will come and you'll be all set for the next year. For everyone else, now this is fundraising chairs, family event chairs, staff appreciation chairs. You're going to want to take a look at the information that you're getting from the outgoing officer, or if you are staying in your same position, go ahead and look at the materials you have. Make sure you have copies of the bylaws and standing rules. Get your binders in order. Just get all the information you might need to plan for the next year and start planning so that when it comes time for the summer planning meeting, you're coming with ideas about what you would like to do. Again, just like what I said for the president, there are going to be some dogs that you need to retire and some new things that you want to support and make even bigger for this next year, but get those plans in place. Make the calls, figure out how much things are going to cost, really start to fill in some of those details so you're not just leaving it all for later. Because what I've found most is that something is going to come in and eat up that time that you anticipate having later. So go ahead and do it when you have the time now. Just even if it's just sending out emails to kind of get the ball rolling to different vendors and the like, then that's a really good thing to be doing right now. And also, if you're brand new to your position, make sure to meet with the outgoing officer or committee chair to get information from them, like hard copies, get access to the Google Drive or whatever your cloud storage system is. Just make sure you have everything and start the planning process. June is a really fantastic time to do more casual planning. And by casual planning, I mean just thinking about it. This is the sort of thing, because I'm a weirdo, I think about in the shower, like, what do I want to do? What do I want to have on my radar so that I can be thinking about kind of in the background and not necessarily sitting down at my desk and thinking, well, like, what do I want to change? I just kind of think about it all the time. But it's a lot easier to have that like gentle thinking, or I'm going to stick with casual thinking because that's what or casual planning, that's really what it is. Just kind of casually planning things out in my head, and then when I find something that I'm excited about or that I think is going to really work well for my group, I jot that down and I'm ready to present it at the summer planning meeting to get feedback from the rest of the group. Because really, PTO is a team sport, right? So if you have one really exciting idea that an officer is behind and kind of pitching, other people need to be in on it too, or it's really not going to pan out when it comes time to execute it during the school year. So soft pitching it at the summer planning meeting is a really great way to go. Other than that, you should really take the time to recharge and do fun things with your family so that you can get back to it in the fall. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I am doing a monthly video highlighting the main things that PTA and PTO leaders should be taking care of every month. So go check out the other months. It'll really help you prepare and get in the right mind space if you know what is going on month to month. So I hope this has been helpful and that you will join me for the next video.
Want even more guidance on how to be a stronger leader so you can run a better PTO or PTA? All these resources and more are waiting for you at PTOanswers.com.